Hi guys, thanks for checking the video out. So this week Rory Mcilroy has changed his grip on his putter. So he has got his left hand below. So this is a putting grip that is being seen quite a lot on tour. Jordan Spieth uses it and had used it so well last year. But it's interesting Rory making this switch. So this video is to kind of give my opinion on it. And then I'd quite like a few comments on this one, because I think this is a nice subject. I think this time of year, with people, especially in the UK, starting to gear up for their season, it'd be interesting to see what people think about this change and whether they've done this change or they're thinking about changing their putter grip. Again, it just get a bit of a discussion going. So Rory usually had a conventional grip. He always has. I switched it around because he looked at his stats last year and didn't think he putted that well. And I think it can be quite tough for Rory, because when you've got a player who's got a fantastic long game, they're probably going to give themselves a few more chances. Plus, to compete across the year, you'll find that it's the long game elements that are going to have a bigger impact than just the putting. But when it comes to winning, putting then tends to have a bigger sort of effect on that result. So, and give you two examples. Jordan Spieth, he was holding everything middle of last season, was winning everything. Then Jason Day started holding stuff at the end of the season, and then he started winning everything. So putting, once you get into these hot streaks, providing you've got the long game on tour, you'll start to win some events. So is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? I think for Rory, I think the grip will not change a lot. And the reason I say that is Rory kind of holds his putter off when he goes through his stroke. So he kind of arcs it a bit and then almost blocks it down the line. So when you change your putter grip like this and put your left arm low, it's going to kind of stop any rotation. It tends to give you that feeling. So like I'm somebody that used to add loft. So if you're somebody that adds loft, again, changing that grip can really help. I think with Rory, it's not going to change a great deal. And I've got his stats here for this week. I'm filming this Sunday before he does his final round, so he may back me up here. He might make me look a bit silly, but going on this, yesterday's round, his strokes gained putting was 1.7. So he's kind of gained 1.7 shots on the average of the field. So 1.7 is quite big. In the week, he's been 0.9. So again, his putting is certainly helping him beat the average, but it's not. It's not massive. A score of that's not going to kind of make you win a golf tournament on the PGA Tour on its own. But obviously, it's a good thing. A plus number means he is helping his score, so his putting is being beneficial. His season so far, he's been 0.5 below, so actually below the average. So going on this grip has helped slightly, but it's very difficult to say, was that the grip? And this is where golf coaching is slightly different from like I do a bit of biomechanical work and more like research-based work, as in, if he changes something, as long as it's not going to be detrimental and it might give him a new feeling, you can change it. I think that why wouldn't you? If you're not overly happy with how things are going, try and make a change. You get people change grips, so doing the fatter grips, the super softs at the minute, super strokes I should say. People have been putting those on. So again, as long as it's not going to be detrimental, why not change it? Create a new feeling. It might energize you, sort of be the catalyst to kind of change your fortune, so to speak. I would say, and I'm going to use Tiger as the example. Tiger kind of releases the club quite a bit because he's got quite an archy putting stroke. So I think if he turned it onto this grip, I think it would be detrimental. So somebody with Tiger's stroke, I would say, well, I think that's a bad thing. I think it just matches Rory's stroke quite nicely, so I don't think it's really going to change a thing. If you look at players that have really struggled with their putting, so I'm going to use Sergio and Phil Mickelson. They've both gone for the claw grip. So they're going for that claw grip. And I was speaking to a professional that does a lot of work on putting. It's got a Sam Putt Lab, so you might have seen those ones. They kind of track the putter face. And what he's found is the claw grip makes the biggest change. So if you've got somebody that's really struggling to control the face, it's the claw grip that is a really good one to go down and a good route to try. I think you get a lot of amateurs probably don't like trying it because it looks a bit strange and they're a bit afraid that their friends might kind of giggle at them. But yes, what he finds, and I would agree, this sort of claw grip, if you're really, really struggling to control the putter face, I would go into that rather than this one. But this one again changes the feel. If you're somebody that adds a bit of loft, it can be good. But again, it matches Rory's quite nicely. So it will be interesting. Time will tell, A, if he gets better or how long he actually perseveres with it. I think with Rory, the problem with a stroke like pushes down the line, obviously you can get slight face problems, but also you might not control the pace very well. And you'll find with putting, the pace is just as important, if not more important, because if you haven't got the pace, there's therefore no real line. You can't line up if you don't know what your paces are going to be, because the ball will break different depending on how fast the ball is moving. So again, it will be interesting. Rory's always been streaky, so this video is not suggesting that Rory cannot putt, because he gets very streaky. When he's on, he holds a lot. When he holds a lot, he wins. It will be interesting if this gives him a nice feeling, a bit of confidence, get a bit of streakiness in him. With the Masters coming up, maybe it will be his year to don the green jacket. So like I said, this is kind of my opinions. You might disagree, you might agree, you might disagree. Get some comments down. This is a real nice subject to kind of get a discussion going, kind of see what people have found when they've tried to alter their grips. Did you find that it really helped? Did you find it made no difference, actually hindered, because you just completely new grip, weren't used to it? Did you find short putts got better, long putts? I know people that use a standard grip and then they've been struggling with the short one, so they turn it around because they feel like they've got a bit more control on the face. Again, there's loads and loads of examples and things that people would have done when it comes to putter grips. If you've got a story to tell, share it down below now. Hope to catch you soon.